Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to talk about something I think a lot of us have done, declared all-out war on our own skin. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to finally call a truce.
Let's just kick things off with this confession from the internet. And wow, does it hit close to home. For so many of us, this was the gospel truth, right? The harsher the scrub, the more it burned. Well, that's how you knew it was working.
If you're cringing a little bit right now, you are definitely not alone. This whole idea that we have to attack our skin, to scrub it and strip it into submission, it's probably one of the biggest skincare myths out there.
So what we're going to do here is walk through the biggest skincare sins and really get into the science of why they backfire so badly. And it turns out most of these mistakes, they all circle back to damaging one crucial and honestly unsung hero of your face, your skin barrier.
Think about it. When you see a breakout or some texture or your skin just looks dull, what's that first instinct? For most of us, it's to go on the offensive. Grab the harshest stuff you have. But here's the thing, that approach can actually make the very problems you're trying to solve so much worse.
Okay, let's get into it. Sin number one, and this might be the most common one of all, this belief that we can literally scrub our way to perfect skin.
Oh, wow. This is such a perfect and, I'm sure, painful example of taking a good idea, exfoliation, and just turning it into a full-on assault. I mean, you're combining a super harsh physical scrub, baking soda, with a really powerful active like retinol. That's just a recipe for some serious irritation.
Now, let's be super clear. Exfoliation itself, it's not the bad guy here. It's actually a vital process. Your skin does it naturally, but it just gets a little lazy as we get older. So the whole point of us exfoliating is just to give that natural process a gentle little nudge, not to take over with brute force.
And this visual just shows it perfectly. Look on the left, you can see how those dead skin cells can kind of build up and make the surface look rough and dull. What we want is the after picture on the right, a smooth surface that lets that fresh, healthy skin underneath really shine through.
So there are basically two ways you can get this done. You've got mechanical, which is, physically scrubbing with a brush or a scrub. And then you have chemical, which sounds scary, but it's just using gentle acids to dissolve the gunk holding those dead cells together. Both are great. But the danger is overdoing it with either one, which leads to redness, sensitivity, and, you guessed it, erect skin barrier.
And all that harsh scrubbing, it leads us right into our second major sin, which is a very close cousin of overexfoliation, stripping your skin. This is when we wash away not just the dirt, but all of our skin's natural, essential defenses.
This is another classic. So many of us chase that squeaky clean feeling, right? Using harsh bar soaps, skipping moisturizer because we thought it would make us oily. But what we didn't realize is that squeaky is the sound of your skin's natural oils, its defense system being washed down the drain. And what happens then? Your skin panics and produces even more oil to compensate, which often just leads to more problems.
Okay, so this skin barrier we keep talking about, think of it like a brick wall. The skin cells are the bricks, and the lipids, these are fats like ceramides, they're the mortar holding everything tightly together. When that wall is strong, it keeps the good stuff like water locked in, and it keeps the bad stuff like pollution and irritants locked out.
So what happens when that brick wall starts to get cracks and holes in it? Well, your skin is going to let you know. It sends out some really clear SOS signals, like the ones you're seeing here. If any of these look familiar, it's not a sign to attack your skin more. It's a cry for help. It's your skin telling you its barrier needs some serious TLC.
And that cry for help is often ignored, which brings us to a really modern skincare sin, one that's born from having so many amazing products available to us. And that's the temptation to just pile on way too many powerful ingredients all at once.
It's so easy to do this, right? You get excited about powerful stuff like exfoliating acids, the BHAs and AHAs, and vitamin C, and you think, hey, if I use all of them, I'll get results faster. But when it comes to these active ingredients, more is definitely not more. It just overwhelms your skin and damages that barrier.
And this is exactly what happens. When your barrier is healthy, an ingredient is absorbed calmly and does its job. But when that barrier is damaged, when that brick wall is weak, that same exact ingredient can rush in too deep, too fast, and trigger an angry, inflammatory reaction. This is why a moisturizer you've loved for years might suddenly start to sting. It's not the product, it's your skin's defenses telling you they're down.
But here's the really good news. Your skin is an amazing organ. It has this incredible ability to heal itself. In fact, one study showed that with the right kind of support, your skin barrier can start repairing itself in as little as 2 hours. 2 hours. The recovery can be surprisingly quick as soon as you stop attacking it and start supporting it.
So, okay, we've confessed our sins. Now what? How do we find redemption and get on the path to skin that's actually healthy and happy? Well, the answer is beautifully simple.
Seriously? You don't need to go out and buy a dozen new things. You don't need some complicated 10-step routine. The real key to fixing and maintaining a healthy skin barrier is just shifting your whole philosophy, from attack and correct to support and protect.
And that whole philosophy really just boils down to these 2 fundamental steps. First, hydrate and support. That means using gentle stuff and looking for ingredients that rebuild that brick wall we talked about. Things like ceramides, which are the mortar, and hyaluronic acid, which pulls in water. And then, step 2, you have to protect that wall every single day.
This right here, this is the ultimate, absolute, non-negotiable part of the deal. UV rays from the sun are one of the biggest things that damage your skin barrier. All that hard work you do hydrating and supporting your skin, it's basically useless without a daily, broad-spectrum sunscreen.
So, it all comes down to this. What if the best routine isn't about the latest trend on social media, but it's just about finally listening to what your skin is telling you? The big takeaway here is that the goal isn't perfect skin, it's healthy skin. And healthy skin always starts with a strong, happy barrier. When you shift your focus from attacking problems to supporting your skin's own natural defenses, you're not just fixing a problem for today, you're investing in resilient, radiant skin for life.